Hello, welcome to the Crafty Maven Getaway podcast. I'm your host, Hannah.
And I'm Megan. Thanks so much for joining us today. We are on episode 13.
13. It's crazy. Well,
I
time
know.
is going so fast. Fast, fast, fast. It's already almost the end of April. I'm mailing out kits today
I
for the
know.
for the kit club. And so the April kits will be out and all that good stuff. But
Yeah,
time is going, 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 going.
it
Okay.
is.
So today we're kind of winging it. We have an idea. But so I wanted to start with a question because I know that this kind of topic spurred up out of like some frustrations that I think you've been having and some things. And I know that I've been hearing other people kind of talk about maybe, I guess, sort of burnout. We're kind of in that part of the year where like the steam of the new year has like ran out, right? And granted, in our area, it's just starting to get nice. I know some other places it's probably been nice for a little while, but I feel like there's that time in between, right? And it's around this time, April, March, April, where you're just like, you feel stuck. So, what is the hardest part for you? And I know we've kind of been talking about this on and off, but what's the hardest part for you to get started when you come to your craft table or your scrappy table?
So yeah, we kind of have talked about this a little bit, but really I think starting with that blank canvas,
Hmm.
and if I don't have like a prompt or an idea or a sketch or something to start with, yeah, like to spark that creative flow, then it's kind of like, oh gosh, what am I have so many things at my fingertips, like on my desk and just around my desk, and I have so many supplies that it's like, okay, where do I even start? And I think that's one of the nice things that I like about the Crafty Maven kits, having
Hmm.
those kits to use now, because it's like, okay, now I have this product and I'm going to use this product, you
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
So that is a little bit nice to have. And then also with the Crafty Maven Getaway group, the destination group, we have a monthly challenge. And so
Which,
that's been helpful.
yeah.
And so this month that we're recording on has been Get Inky. And then in my kit, like I got a new ink pad. And so that's been kind of fun to be like, okay, how can I incorporate this challenge into my layouts now?
Yeah. Hmm.
But like when you just have that blank canvas, it's like, oh my gosh, where do I even
Yeah.
start?
Well, and I hear that a lot. I know it's not something I like. I thrive with that blank canvas,
Yeah,
but
you
but
do.
sometimes, and I wonder if this is part of it. Like, so you can add into this. I wonder if sometimes we get, especially this time of the year. I feel like this time of the year is for sure a time where you kind of start, like I said, that steam from the beginning of the year that pushed you, that like you're so like, yes, it's the beginning of the year. I have new goals. I have all these things, you know. But then life is hitting you because it's been 3 months of cold and rain or
Mhm.
snowy, rainy, lots of, and then it starts building up into a lot of activities. I feel like this time of the year, like schools are doing a ton of stuff. Like
Yeah.
there's just always so many activities like right around this time. I feel like so it's almost like this fatigue of decision making.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a
There's
good way to
so
put
many
it.
decisions that you have to make in all these other areas that so
Yeah.
when you come to your desk, that it's another decision that you have to make. Like, what products am I going to use? Because there's so many. What
Mhm.
what technique do I want to use? Because there's so many that I could use, and we can pin
Yeah.
and save all the things, but if you don't have a plan to execute them, it makes it so hard. And I agree. Like I have all these things that I want to do, like banked in my head. They're flagged, they're like here,
Yep.
all these like for me it's techniques.
Yeah.
But I'm so busy that it's like, how do
Mhm.
I decide which one to do today? And I only have this much time because I got to get this, this, and this, and this done. So then
Yeah.
sometimes I end up going, well, screw that. I'm just going to do something else.
Mhm. Well, and
um
I think that that is right. Like the other aspect is time. Like we don't just have all the time in the world to create right now. Like personally, that's another thing. And, I've got little kids and we've got to do work and dinner and, all of these different things too, compiled on top of that. Okay, this
mhm.
blank canvas, where do I even start? So it's like multiple different aspects that are like all compiled, and it's like creating this pressure, like we've
Yeah.
talked about that, the performance anxiety
Mhm.
and like I think, and you said something to me last week, I think, or maybe it was earlier this week, where it's just like, just get something easy, like start off with an easy technique that you're familiar with.
Mhm.
Because I was putting so much pressure on myself to do
Yeah.
mixed
And
media
I
this
knew you
week.
were. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew you were, but I have all these things, and it's like the world is your oyster. It's almost
Yep.
just too much. It's just too
Mhm.
much. And so you're like, I
Yes.
could this, but you haven't perfected it, which I think is a lot of us, right? I talk
Yeah.
all the time about I do so bad with the smushing packaging technique because,
Yes.
and some of it is I just haven't done it enough to like perfected it. Well,
Yeah.
granted, do I want to? No, so I don't. But
Yes.
I think it's the same thing with a lot of, people, we get really discouraged on the things that we can't do. So we just give up really super quick. But with mixed media, especially, but even a lot, and I see this even with regular scrapbooking, a lot of, especially now, and I'm going to go back to, I think it's because we've become ruleless.
Yes. I
And it's
agree.
all about free expression, which is awesome. Like, so I don't want to like denote that or like put it down
Mhm.
this, because I think it's awesome, because sometimes we can get so bogged by all the rules. I mean, that it also creates a problem. But when you go on that free side, then you don't learn what works and what doesn't. Right. So
Right.
I took a Chamel class pretty early on, and a lot of it was just talking about like basic design things. And Chamel's really great at doing that. So, um, but that helped me so that I could compile layouts and not just have to scrap lift everybody. Right. So I
Right.
learned for myself what kind of works. And then from there, I can break the rules and, change it how I want. Uh, and I see that a lot now. So, and I think sometimes we just get so bogged by, like I said, all these decisions, all these things that we could do, that we don't sit and like perfect the one, because it's all about the FOMO of trying every little thing that everybody's doing. And what we forget is that a lot of us who are sharing on social media, who are
Mhm.
bigger designers, I should say, we have they're perfected. This is their style. It's like there are certain people, and I feel like we're kind of in a weird area where I see less of that with designers, which is good and bad. So but you see less of like an individual or as a whole, I think. But there are certain people, when you look at their layout, for sure, oh, that's Susanna,
Yeah.
Susanna Lee. Like, I know what I'm gonna get.
Oh
When,
yeah.
there's like Paige Evans. I know exactly what I'm
Yeah.
gonna get when I see her.
I was just gonna say Paige
You
Evans.
know
She
exactly that
always, yeah, has like
you
stitching or something.
so
Yeah.
and that's why I was telling you, pick a technique that one you love, how to do, because one that automatically puts you in this is mine, tech.
Yeah.
This is my thing that I do. And then from there you build on it, right?
Hmm.
And that's what I was, it's like, and then have another place, because I also mentioned to you, get an art journal out, or
Yes.
even just a page, and just start by playing, like do something for 10 minutes there. And it doesn't even have to be big, because we are limited on time, but just play with anything that you're thinking, oh, I might want to do this. Try it out there, because if you like it, you can move on and do it, replicate it super quick because you just did it, right?
Right.
If you didn't like it, you can put it aside, come back to something later and try to figure out. But then you've got that creative part out, but you're not committed to use it. Because
Right.
sometimes we
Yeah.
feel like we spend all this time doing something and then we're like, oh, well, I got to use it because I spent all this time making this background. I've done it before. But I also have a pile of backgrounds. This is
Yeah.
how.
Yeah.
So one of our challenges for next month that I think we're going to do, and I have to remind everybody in our design team group, is that we are going to swap backgrounds with each other, so
Mm-hmm.
that each of us have to create with a background that somebody else did.
I love
Right.
that.
Right.
Yes.
And the reasoning why we were doing it is because the conversation came up between me, Cassie, and Jessica of all these backgrounds that I've started and not done anything with. But I think
Yeah.
we all, well, hopefully we all do this, because sometimes you create something and it's just not what you expected. And it's
Yes.
like, I'm not feeling this for the layout that I'm doing. And I just put it away. I just put it away, and because I can come back to it later. And I
Mhm.
think that's the thing, is we put so much pressure on ourselves to like have to commit to this thing that we spent all this time. But it just might mean that it's not for now. It's
Right.
later we
Yeah.
can come back to it. Later it might spark inspiration for us, but right now it's not. So that's why I was like, just do something, play, try those techniques, because it's not that you shouldn't ever try them. It's just
Mm-hmm.
have a place where you can fudge it up.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
have a place where you can mess it up. You give yourself permission to not do it perfectly. Because
Right.
and to say, I don't have to use this. If
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't, and if it works out really nicely, yeah, you could still use it, or you could recreate it and do an even better job. So
Yeah.
and I think that's why art journals are really good for that. It just gives you a place. Like, I have so many art journal backgrounds that I'm like, ugh, because I started out a lot of time when I first started, I was doing a lot of what Wilna Verstenberg was doing, and she just put like, and sometimes it works, but her style, once again, is her style. So it's not me, it's me recreating it. And even though it helps to learn those techniques and that style,
Mm-hmm.
you do not have to take this person's layout style that you see and keep all of it. And in fact, you shouldn't, because
Yep.
that's not how you become distinctive.
Right.
And I mean, some people's styles is all over the place because they want to try everything. And that's fine and that works, but it is very nice when you look at somebody and you can say, oh, that's a Hannah layout, or that's a Megan layout, or that's a Cassie's layout, or that's a Sarah Scraps layout. You know, it's like all of these things, all these
Yep.
people, it's like we all have a style. And it's interesting then to see it grow and expand over the
Mhm.
years, and get more sophisticated or get more artsy, or.
Yep.
But you always have those few things that you always do. And
Yeah.
you that's what that person does.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, and
Yeah.
that's how you're going to stand out if you want to be on teams. I know we talked for many episodes about being on teams, but that's honestly that's how you become on teams. Is because when I'm looking for someone, and I know a lot of other companies, they're looking for that person's style.
Yeah. Well, and it's really cool because now that we have our own team, like it's really exciting to see how these ladies use these products.
Mhm.
And like, because I didn't even know most of the ladies. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I knew of them that are on our team. Like, I knew Miranda. Miranda was kind of like she started with the rest of us.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but then like Jessica, I didn't know Jessica, I didn't, and Shannon, I knew Shannon, like,
Yeah.
but like Jessica and Kristen, I didn't really know them. I knew Cassie from Paper Issues,
Mm.
but like these other two ladies that are awesome, and I absolutely love everything that they're doing. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
well, this is exciting because they haven't been in the same circles as you and I have been. And
Mhm.
so it's kind of fun now, like, oh, I know them, like they're part of everything. Like they're part of our circle now, So it's like really
Yeah.
fun having that aspect of having the design team now, and like we get to bring people that we weren't really a part of in the
Mm.
community, and that are, I mean, they're not just starting out, but like they've
Yeah.
been around and I didn't really know them.
Well, and in that, they've brought people from their circles or follow
Yes.
them into our group, and then we're learning more about, like, in our Facebook group, like, I'm meeting new people and I'm seeing new people, and they're getting inspired by the stuff that we've all been doing, and it's super exciting because it's like, yes, it's like all these things I get ideas from them.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like I get inspired by them,
Yeah.
and build our skills as crafters and scrapbookers and stuff. So,
Right.
it's just really cool, and it's nice because our industry is changing.
Hmm.
It's always changing. So it's like being able to have relationships and being inspired by different groups of people is really helpful, you know. So
Yeah.
it's like it helps you think about things a little bit different because everybody does things different. And don't get me wrong, like you were saying, we knew of a lot of them. Like
Mm.
it's but you're when you're working together, you pay a little bit more attention to what they're doing, I feel like. And honestly, like as a business owner, I've noticed myself paying more attention to other people too, going, like keeping my eye out for other people that I think might be beneficial down the road to learn from or to like be on the team. And that's really fun
Yeah.
too, it's like who else is out there that I don't know about or I don't know that much about? How can I learn from them? And what do they have that sets them apart? And so,
Right.
but
Yeah.
anyway, so all the steps from, and then so we had that conversation and then we got talking about, hey, what about, and so this is on the fly, guys, so hey.
We love it.
So this morning we were talking about what if we did even more of a challenge than just
Yeah.
the monthly challenge. And so because we're crazy, we're going to start, the Crafty Maven is going to start a weekly inspiration challenge that's a little bit different. And maybe we'll use the monthly challenge as like part of the inspiration. I have to go and look and see what all of the monthly challenges are.
Yeah.
But that way, you guys have, and we do, a place to start, a spark, because we got talking about like sometimes it's just overwhelming. There's too much options out there. And
Mhm.
I want to create a place, and this is why I love our group, and this is what my intention was from the beginning. So it's really awesome to kind of see it growing and morphing into that. Is I want it to be a place of inspiration. I just the other day I got a message from one of the ladies in the group and was saying how inspiring, the group is and how it just, is wanting her to get in and craft and play and stuff, and that's the intention. That's
Yeah.
exactly what we want to do. And it's like that's why I share, well, that, and because I want more friends, so I never have enough friends that I can talk to every.
Never.
So just so you know, if I've ever talked to you, you're probably my friend. Um, 'cause- and my husband hates that when I don't know if it's a woman thing or if it's a person who's very like outgoing and just likes people. Uh, but where you're saying everybody's your friend, even though you've only talked to them a couple times. But let me tell you, if I've talked to you, you're my friend now. So, um, and then my actual besties are like my smaller circle.
Right.
But anyway, so we were thinking, me and you, Megan,
Yes.
that it would be really fun to do a challenge. So if anybody doesn't know, there are other challenges that are kind of like this. There's other groups and people who share things. Like I know Tracy Reed has like prompts and stuff. And
Yeah.
I know Jen, she shares some, usually once a month. She does, I don't know if it's along with Kill a Kit with style,
Mhm.
but they're more like photo prompts and stuff. I know Paper Issues does like photo prompts and stuff like that a lot of times. But we wanted something more like artsy. And I know that Get Messy does, because that's a group ish of mixed media type stuff,
Mhm.
which I am not a part of. I should probably check it out just to see, because that is our competition, I guess. um, but they do like challenge type things. I'm not sure. I think they have cards that like have
Mhm.
like prompts on them. Um,
Oh, okay.
And then there's the 100-day challenge where you do something every day that's kind of creative.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I know as we were talking about it, we were like, that's not really reasonable. And here's why. I'm going to tell
Yes.
everybody why. I don't know if I know you're like this, Megan, but anybody else who's watching, listening, I don't know, but I do not spend every day creating.
Right.
If I do something sort of creative every day, but I do not actually get in my room and I do not want to do that. And here's why. One, I like to have boundaries with other parts of my life, right? So
Yeah.
it's like I have days where these are my rest days where I know I'm spending time with my family. I'm spending, time doing errands, doing stuff around the house so, and not to say that I didn't benefit from being in my room every day when I was, because there's
Mhm.
definitely a long period of time where I did something scrapbooky every day, probably. But now that I look back on that, as much as like I grew so much as like a creator, I guess, um, I can see where I didn't help it didn't help with the relationships in real life. It didn't help
Yeah.
with a lot of other things. And it put a lot of pressure on myself that I probably didn't need to do at the time. So
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
that I'm older now, and so if anybody wants to get in the room every day and do something that like I totally get it. But
Mhm.
I think for a lot of us, that's just not feasible and it's just not realistic. And honestly, I want to create a place and inspiration that uh, um that creates something doable long term. It's kind of like when you go on a diet and you think, "Oh, I'm going to do keto," right? Or like the carnivore diet. Like for a while my brother was doing that. It's
We
super
did that one
restrictive.
too. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
super restrictive and it's very hard to do long term
Yeah. Very hard.
because it's just so restrictive, right? So
Mhm.
it's like I want to create a place where you give your brain a chance to like actually culminate and think about some of these things that you can
Yeah.
try out when you have your time in your room. So anyway, I felt like, and that's why I was like, let's do it weekly. Let's not focus on every day. And I know you probably were going to say that anyway to me. Um, because so monthly isn't quite enough, and that's why
Yeah.
I would to like add some of our monthly challenges to the
Mhm.
mix,
Right.
but also just having something every week. And so this is gonna what my I'm everyone's gonna have to hold me accountable to this because uh me as not a type A personality
Yes.
like
Very much
start
not.
I like to start things, but the finish and follow through is not there. But this is something that I think I want. So, because we're building a whole community essentially, and it's super weird and like odd for me because even though I knew that was what we wanted to do and stuff, it's like thinking of it as like, oh, this is an organism that's gonna be something at some point. Because I
Yeah.
think about that. Like I've thought about that a lot because we've talked a lot about the industry and everything. And I was thinking about that. I was like thinking about Vicky Booten and like how she has this whole community of people that like the minute she opens up her store, she sells out of like $250 worth of a bundle. It's crazy. But it's because she's cultivated this atmosphere in which people want to be inspired and want to create. And so essentially that's what we're doing. And I know that's kind of how it works, but it's just weird when you think of it like, oh, this is what I'm doing. Like, and realizing that's what you're doing. Like before when we were doing it with the Crafty Maven, I didn't feel like we were doing that.
Yeah,
It
right.
just hit home so much. I
Yeah.
don't know. But where was I going with this? Megan,
You have no
where was
idea.
I going
The
with?
weekly challenge.
But
That's what
anyway, so
started
yeah.
this.
So with that, I want to offer free things. I want to offer things like special perks. So we have this. This is just a little ad here. The Crafty Maven is now doing premium subscriptions, which has extra stuff, and we're adding more extra stuff now. So this is going to be changed on the website because it's not very clear. Apparently,
Yeah.
I thought I made it clear, but apparently I did not. So I'm not sure what happened, how it saved or whatever. But anyway, so every month, if you get the premium subscription, you get 2 tutorial videos like that are more based sort of off of the kit or things that are in the store. Then you're going to get a sketch, and now you're going to get a cut file. So we're adding some stuff in there. But this will be part of, if you're on our mailing list, which right now we kind of have 2. So just pick a place if you want to do it on, so I was talking with Cassie, but I've also talked with our friend Beth about this, and she was like, just have one place. But for right now, I think we're going to leave it for both places. So you can either on our blog, which needs to be updated and is not, but we will be doing that. And we'll have a page. So this is a reminder for you, Megan, to help me do a page so we can put the weekly challenge. But we'll send out a blog post. We'll send out a post weekly. I think that's what I want to do anyway, is have a post weekly of what's the current sale. Like, we could do the weekly challenge in there. And then, just like any whatever, like something maybe that sparked inspiration. I don't know, something like that. So minimal, because I don't want to send. I know right now, like I said, we have a list of both places on the store, and haven't been utilizing that list. So eventually I'll combine them and figure out which one, if it'll be easier to do it through Shopify. I was told don't do it through Shopify and have something, but this is all behind the scenes stuff. So yay, you guys get all the behind the scenes stuff. And I was thinking about that too. I was like, how many of us in the scrapbooking industry? So anybody who listens and this is a cool idea, let me know. Because this was rounding in my head too. I was like thinking about, there's certain type of content creator businesses that like share certain things, and in other realms that are not the scrapbooking industry, there are a lot of people who are business owners who talk a lot about their process of business and like the behind the scenes and what they do and how this is working and stuff. And I was thinking about that from the scrapbooking point of view, going, we don't have a lot of that. A lot of businesses are pretty like tight-lipped, and I get it in a lot of ways, because you easily can share your flaws and whatnot, but I want to be transparent because I feel like it helps other business owners who want to start out too. Feel like that's been my disadvantage in this, is as much as I've been a part of design teams, it's definitely not the same as running a business. And I feel like quite a bit of the businesses that I've worked with kind of were already did the hard work. And so it was like, because I don't know how old Spiegelman Scraps was when I joined the team, but like she had a good following. Shimmers was already a thing. um click hits was already a big thing. So it's like seeing like how a business starts from scratch and like what does this entail? Like what kind of stuff do like that businessy aspect. I wonder if sharing more of that process of like, well, week in a life or a day in a life, like this is what I do as a business owner, you know,
Mhm.
at a
Yeah.
scrap and just kind of share more of that kind of stuff. I wonder if that would give us a different edge also to just because I want to inspire and help other crafty people who also want to make it. Like, this is the only way. We talked about this last week. How do we change the industry that we
Mm.
work to to how we want it? And some of it is sharing how do we get there? You know, cherry on
Yeah.
top. They just made a post today about their mom who started the business. I forget what her name,
Mm.
and honoring that. I think and all that kind of stuff. And I got thinking about that because you know they talk a lot about how she started in the basement with just stickers, you know, and stuff. And but even a cherry on the top, even though I've seen them grow and everything over the years, and I see all the hard work that they've finally put in, and now like look at what they've
Where
accomplished
they are. Yeah.
where they
Yeah.
are. Um, and it's amazing, but a lot of us don't know how, you know, it's like you just talk about, oh, this is where we started, you know. So
Yeah.
I kind of want to be, I was thinking about that and thinking that might be kind of fun too, to do
Yeah.
some stuff like that. But anyway, also everybody likes to see sneaks of stuff. So
Yes. Oh, yes.
but yeah, so our goal is to do weekly challenges that are mixed media kind of related, right? That because that's
Yep.
what you were wanting. And
Yeah.
I think that kind of follows along with what we're doing, but we'll do it more mixed media scrapbooky because that's what I am. And
Mhm.
I mean, I love all kinds of mixed media people, you know, we're not just scrapbooking, but I know that's my background. And I think that would be fun too, because some of the prompts we can kind of have it be centered towards the layering, but how do we layer certain things on top
Yeah.
of media or how to, so there's going to be, we'll work through getting a weekly challenge list
Yeah.
going. But then once a week we can share a challenge, we can share it. Maybe I don't know if it'll be Sunday or Monday, whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
And
Something
we'll
like
just
that.
send a blog post out and so it'll go to people's emails. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you sign up somewhere. So because I'm combined, that is on my list to do this week, next week, is get that list combined at least so that everybody gets something, gets it.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
because also if you sign up on our list, you will get a free cut file every month too. So, so that I want there to be perks of things for people just
Right.
following us and being part of our community because that is, you know, it's like I want to be able to offer things for free for people and have that inspiration, but then, you know, so you don't feel like you just have to use the supplies in my store as much as I would love for everybody to get a kit. They're awesome and amazing. And now we have the mini kits, which I'm
Yes.
thinking about how I can make that even better. Um, not sure, but we'll see how that goes because it'll just depend on things. So if people are interested in mini kits versus like bigger kits too, let me know. And
Yeah.
and maybe I'll do a post in the group too, just asking because I don't mind putting more effort into those if that's more of what people want. But so, because I just want people to play with things and try new products out. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Right.
really fun part. And it's the really discouraging part because there's products that I want to add to things. But anyway, so just having a place for inspiration each week that, you know, it's like I think even like for me, it's a fun way to get something sparked and then you play and then from there it grows, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, I know I have a ton of ideas of things that I want to try and I only try a small portion of them. So why not share all these things that I want to try anyway?
Yeah.
And but make it and I want to make it so it's not like some stuff will be super specific, but some stuff not so much. So I want there to be a middle ground because I want it people to feel like they can change it to their style or to how they scrap, but
Right.
also not so open-ended that you're like, well, use blue on a layout or inky. Like even our monthly challenge, I love it. It's really great for like just an overall challenge, like get inky
Right.
however you want. But from an inspiration point of like, even that's pretty vague, right?
Mhm.
Well, there's 100 different ways I can use ink. And of
Yeah.
course, a lot of us first want to go, oh, all I need to do is just get my ink pads out and get my stamps out because I haven't used them in forever. And that's what I love seeing from our group. And actually, I just was talking, or I just bought some stuff. And when I was thinking about it, because I was talking to Cassie, because she was buying some more ink pads, and I was thinking, I would love to try all the 49 Market inks because I got a ton. But I don't use ink pads, really. Honestly, I don't use ink pads. I've
Yeah.
added them to the kits. I've tried to do a mix of re-inkers and inks because I know that about myself. And I can't be the only one. And so because I was thinking, oh, I could just buy a whole bunch of ink pads. And then I got thinking, I was like, Hannah, why are you doing that? Like, you're not going to use ink pads. This is,
Yeah.
you'd just be wasting your money. But if you got the re-inkers now, then you have
That's
a whole
completely
new
different.
space. So Hannah just
Yeah.
bought, I don't know, a lot of ink, a lot of inks. I got a lot. So now, but anyway, so once again, like that, the inspiration, if it's tailored to what to more a little bit more specific, then it'll be helpful because it'll just be something that every week you can just play with something, try a new technique, try
Yeah.
something old but maybe in a little bit of a different way, that that way it gets your creativity going and you can do something, you feel like every week you've done something crafty that
Mhm.
sparked that inspiration and was a jump off point, but you don't feel like, oh, every day I have to complete something, because like that's the thing with the 100-day challenge is like, and
It's a
it's like
lot.
when people, and I think about this because like Sandy, she posts every day on her
I know.
and I think
Yeah.
about that. There's been a couple of times where we've done every day for a month, and that
Mhm.
is hectic and create and crazy. And let me tell you, it's fun ish during part of it. Like I
Yeah.
want to say in the middle is like
Yeah.
the fun part. And then towards the end of the month, you're like, holy crap, why did I do
This
this?
is a lot.
I'm never doing this again. And
Yeah.
honestly, we did it in 2020, right around the time that you came in the summer. And
Yeah.
I have
We
never
did.
thought about doing another monthly challenge like that of posting
Again.
again.
Yeah.
Because like, and now
Yeah.
I think about it and it just gives me anxiety to think that I could do that. Like, I mean, if I could post every week, that would be awesome.
That was right.
uh, but so it's like even just doing a daily challenge is a lot, and I just once again, it's not realistic. So let's do a weekly challenge of something that's it's not going to take up a ton of space time either, because that's the other thing is I don't want it to be like so much that it digs into like your actual crafty time, but a place to start off and get inspiration, that jumping off and playing,
Yeah.
but
I agree. Yeah.
gives you a little bit of direction.
Yeah, I love it. Well, and I guess the thing that kind of started me thinking about it was because I went down a rabbit hole on social media this morning as I was laying in bed, and I was like, somebody must have posted something about the 100-day project, and I was like, oh my God, like I totally forgot about this project. Like,
Mhm.
and I haven't done it in a lot of years, but like it is kind of nice to have a challenge to just get your creative juices flowing. And
Yep.
that's why we kind of started talking about, okay, maybe we could do something similar, but just like on a weekly basis, because then we don't feel so overwhelmed and, whatever. Like, even when I was scrapbooking a lot and it was like my whole life and everything, like 5 years ago or whatever, like even then it was kind of like an overwhelming project. And
Yeah.
that was when I was
I
super in it and engrossed, and that was like part of my everyday life. And now I've taken a step back and realized family is important, like all of these things. And
mhm.
so it's just like, okay, let's take it down a notch
Yeah.
and get inspiration from this idea, but like make it more fun, make it about creating and not about the daily posting and task.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I do get overwhelmed very easily. I've noticed a lot lately. And so I do want to do more projects and I do want to create more. And so this, I think, will kind of give me that direction and
Mhm.
like make it fun, make it,
Yeah.
exciting again. Because I think part of me has kind of lost that excitement. Like, yes, I love scrapbooking still, and I love the excitement, and I love my photos and all of that. Yeah, it's just everyday life. It is kind of taxing, and like then doing the business side, it is kind of a lot. So I want to get back into enjoying it again.
I feel like so, and I know you were so this is a little offshoot. You were talking about doing your hobby as a business and how you
Yeah.
love it. And I
Yeah.
absolutely love it too. But I will say the business part of it, the not so fun parts, suck the creativity out of you in so many ways. So like, and I think this is why I'm excited to do this because it's going to force me to do a little bit more of that jump start because I feel like I do have a ton of ideas and I've been a lot more inspired and I think some of it goes along with my mental health and maybe we'll talk a little bit about that in another episode talking about like mental health and how and relate it to a lot of this stuff. But anyway, um so, there's parts of the year where I for sure like feel very uninspired. And I know I had that period probably at the end of last year. I feel like it's usually in the winter time or, where it's darker
Yeah.
and I know some of it is attached to like my health and stuff too. And so I just get so uninspired. But now I'm like I came out of that and I'm super excited and super motivated, but then I don't know where to go with it because there
Mhm.
is so many ideas, but then I just don't feel like I have enough time because I'm trying to do all these other things. So I'm trying to like make sure I set time aside for myself to just create without boundaries or I say this
Without rules.
without rules. Just do something that doesn't have to be posted if I don't want to,
Yes.
and I think that's important. And I don't think we talk about that enough is doing like these little things like this, even the
Mhm.
100-day project and even a lot of these little challenges. Sometimes you want to post it. And I want people to
Mhm.
have to post it. I mean, you totally can. And it's going to help other people be inspired. But this isn't about posting it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's about doing.
About doing it and getting that creative juices sparked and flowing because
Yeah.
and I know with my weeks sometimes I'm so busy
Mhm.
doing the business stuff, doing other stuff, doing mom stuff, life stuff, that like when I come to my desk, even though I have these ideas, it's like where do I start? And
Oh.
then it takes me so long to get started instead of
Mhm.
going, okay, let me do this. And so I've been trying to figure out my work time so that I do more of that.
Mhm.
I think that this is a good place for me to just go, okay, I'm going to do this at this time. I'm just going to focus on
Mhm.
playing.
Yeah.
I can go from there. If I feel like I want to do a layout, if I feel like I need to do some business stuff, but then I've gotten something creative done. And honestly, I think that that's going to spark more like creativity and more productive, being more productive, because I feel like that's part of it is like, it takes so long to get everything going that I'm just not as productive as I would like to be because it takes me so long to get a layout done because it takes me a while to get it figured out of how I'm even doing it. It's like I
Oh.
have a layout I started a few weeks ago, right before I had my surgery that I started and I finished.
Yeah.
Sitting, it's like I've had all these other, well, of course, I just started feeling a little bit better and I had to work on kits and stuff. But then that's the thing is like there's always something else. And I want something that's small, bite size for me and other people to be like, okay, I can do this. I can spend 10, 15, 20 minutes doing this little thing. It's going to spark, it's going to make a big difference. And then you're off to the races being able to like create the stuff that you love to create, but you had to play and start.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I agree.
So fun times. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add? I figure we probably want to.
Yeah. That's
But
like a good segue into saying goodbye. But yeah, I just look forward to like these new crafty inspirations every week in the group. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I think it'll be a great addition. And we have had ladies that have been asking for more challenges. So I think this will be a great addition to the group.
yeah, I agree. And then the people who don't want those challenges just don't have
Just
to do it.
don't.
Or
Yeah.
it can choose when they do it. Because I
Yeah.
know sometimes we give ourselves too many challenges.
Yep.
So this is for the people who need something, a place to
Yes.
start,
Right.
and want the
Yeah,
challenge. So it's like no pressure whatsoever.
definitely. Yeah. I love it.
Yep. Okay. Well,
Um,
I'm gonna let you go for the day.
yeah.
It's Friday. I got
Bye.
it out
I
today.
know. I'm excited.
Beautiful. And I'm gonna create later today. And now that we
Me
don't
too.
podcast, because we were doing the podcast super early today, which is
Yes.
different for us.
It is different.
So I'm excited because now I have the rest of the day. Of course, with that said, I
Yes.
get the other podcast posted, but
Yes. It's a work day, but it's like a fun work
it's a
day.
fun
It's like
work day. I'm
it's
excited.
a great way to start.
Well, and as like this is well, I guess last week I did some work stuff, but I didn't it was like slow. So this is my actual first week back.
Yeah.
Not needing to be as slow, although I do still have to be careful, but
Yes. Don't do too much.
well, and that's where I'm glad I can sit and scrap. See, and this is what I have to utilize. Like I have to remind myself that, Hannah, you have to take it easy. And if you just scrap, then you're just sitting and you're relaxing, and it's gonna
Wow.
calm my blood pressure down and get my juices flowing and get me excited and ready for,
Yeah.
things of life.
Yep. Definitely.
Anyway, I hope you have a great day. I hope you're able to create something, Megan. So since
Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah. It'll be a good day.
yep. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.